Hello YouTube, this is Wheelchair21 and this is the rolling review for SHF Figuarts Kamen Rider Black version 2 and Battle Hopper version 2. The Tamashii not Tamashii web shop, but Tamashii brands regular release retail figures for the show figures of Black and Battle Hopper. These figures with this revision has a new box, completely different than the original that I got back in 2010. With a whole new mold and sculpt and impressible new features based on the updated body molds of a Figuart. Along with Battle Hopper, this is not the Tamashii Web exclusive one anymore. This is actually a retail release and actually more accurately detailed to its counterpart in the actual show. The box is nice and green to fit the paint job and looks wonderful. As you can see, it really tries to go with the whole feature of a 2-in-1 deal by having both photos of Black actually riding atop Battle Hopper in a simple style and heroic action way, as the brand says. Now for Black himself, he obviously comes with less hand accessories than the original actually did, and pretty much just comes with 4 additional pairs of hands, 2 to ride the motorcycle, and 3 to perform grapple, chops, and other poses, as well he performed in the show. And as such, with these few minor accessories, do I think it's worth the $2,500 price? No, it could actually be a little bit cheaper, but Bandai is kind of inflating their money for these Tamashii brand figures, so just deal with what you got, or get the original version that's much cheaper, which you can obviously check my original review back in 2010. The new version of Black obviously shows a lot of new updated features for the body mold and construction. More like seamless legs, where you can almost barely tell the knee pad is really there, unless you look at the side to see the joints. And the brown leather-like interior design between the pads is now more prevalent than the original release. The shoulder pads are a combination of like the Sentai molds to develop the ability to his shoulder pads being actually attached to the shoulder and not being so flappy as they originally were, having a lot of give. As such, it only has basic shoulder articulation, the basic elbow articulation. It also has the basic wrist articulation and hand articulation. The legs, basic hip, double jointed knees. The basic feature for the ball-jointed foot, the actual joint in the toe. And the cool part about this is they worked a little bit better on the waist joint, where the waist actually has like this weird, thicker, suited foam area, well, rubber for this toy, plasticky rubber, which actually blocks it from bending like it did in the show because of how thick the black belt with the Kingstone really is. And just like the original, they went really extensive in placing in a lot of the features into this little belt. Overall, really great, along with the chest having the black symbol for, you know, child of the black sun, and the compound eyes, which are basic to all, mostly Showa-era riders and Kamen Riders in general. Now, unlike the original figure, these antennae are not bendy, are not flimsible and flexible, so be careful so you don't break them. I'm barely even touching them right now, and I feel like I'm going to break the figure in general. And as such, I do recommend getting this figure for, you know, being more accurate, and for those who probably couldn't get the original initial release of the figure, and since this revision is more show accurate, and they also released as a retail the bike, which we'll get into right now. It's a wonderful two-pack to have. Well, not two-pack, but a wonderful gift set to have. Now with Battle Hopper, since he's more accurate to the actual show prop motorcycle, he comes with only 2 basic features: the actual piece to clip onto him for a Tamashii stage, and the kickstand to hold up the actual cycle when it's either in motion or when it's, you know, just parked. That really is a simple feature, which most Tamashii brand bikes come with, this clear little plastic. Usually they're basic black, but I guess now they're working with a clear brand, and unlike the original, as stated several times in this video already, it is retail release, unlike the initial exclusive one. Outside the package is wonderful, with green, black, reds, whites, all over him, giving him a real grasshopper-like mold atop this motorcycle. Now, the cool part about this actual feature is the kickstand actually kicks up, kicks down, kicks up, kicks down. The back part here is actually very flexible, pliable, so they don't seem to break really. This is very loose and nice rubbery plastic. The back wheel actually pops up like a real motorcycle should. The front actually tilts and rotates, allowing actual, to ride. It's an actual movable, displayable motorcycle to ride and put your figure on. And to do so, pretty much, you have to replace the basic Tamashii figure hands to place your rider on the bike. And since it's kind of stupid just keeping the kickstand up and down all the time, the best possibility is always put the wheel block in to keep the actual bike from, tipping over, staying in one static parked position. And let's quickly replace our hands and put Black on his bike. And here is the end result, with Black riding atop Battle Hopper, his trusty steed, his awesome motorcycle, his go-to method of transportation. This wonderful set from the Figuarts brand and line from Tamashii Nations is well worth having. I mean, necessarily, it's not worth the price for the new revisions, but yet it totally is for how better sculpted and remolded it is. It's a pro and a con, since I already have the original. I like the original, but this one is way more to the, character and suit and design, and so is the bike, and I'm glad I got the bike. This is my first ever Figuarts bike for Kamen Riders, and it's wonderful. I love it. It's great. It actually rolls. It actually, moves like a motorcycle. It has the feel of a motorcycle built into it for display and purposes. It's really a great piece to have. It completes pretty much the trifecta of having Black, Shadow Moon, and the bike. Later on, there's going to be the road sector, I know, and I hear there's probably talks of finally revising Black RX to have Robo Rider and Bio Rider, which will be a great thing to have as a fan of the show. This is personally one of my favorite Kamen Riders of all time. So for me, this was necessarily a must-have, in my personal opinion. For those out there, I really recommend you watch the show it originates from, Kamen Rider Black. I insist that if you are a Figuarts collector, that this is something to have and cherish. And you can buy it from Ami Ami, CS Toys, Hobby Link Japan, Big Bad Toy Store, and possibly even Amazon. As for now, I am Wheelchair21. You can find me here on YouTube, where you can comment, like, subscribe, favorite my here of all my videos here on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter at Wheelchair21. Instagram is Taja_Doyle. Check me out over at Hirotaku, because we're with heroes. At Hirotaku, we have several articles, comic books, reviews, and such on the site. Also check out Raijo Nihon's plentiful works and podcasts, as there is Morphin Bracers, Anisatsu Podcast, The Ultracast, Unichronicles, WRW, and so on and so forth. So as for now, this has been Wheelchair21 with the review for Kamen Rider Black and Battle Hopper Revision 2.0 Figuarts. And we'll see you next time.